Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 129
129
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
A great place for your really last-minute Christmas shopping.
At this point, it really is last minute.
It's Christmas Eve as we record this, so you better hurry.
And PixieVacations.com. They are our official travel agency. Check them out for especially Flower and Gardens just around the corner.
And we have one more hat that they are giving us to give away.
Yes, and last week's winner is Graham Harvey. So let us know on Facebook your name and address. Well, we know your name.
Yes.
Then just your address.
Your info.
And to win this one, let us know which Disney park have you spent Christmas Day in, or would you want to spend Christmas Day in? And just let us know here on YouTube.
We've done Christmas at the Magic Kingdom once. It was
have.
wonderful. We snuck in late at night, and it was a great time.
I've spent Christmas Day a little bit at different parks, but not too long because I don't like the crowds.
Also, Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency, the best deals on tickets in town. Check them out. We are going to start this show with part 2 of our Disney Very Merrytime Cruise, Disney Cruise Line.
And this is the Holiday Storytime, and we were told by a cast member that we should see this. And at first, when she was just reading them, we're like, I don't know.
We thought maybe it was going to be a bust, but it turned out it
was actually
it was wonderful.
Pretty great. Yeah.
Yes. Well, they made all the kids look this way. They said there was going to be a surprise, and the real surprise was see how they're kind of slinking down the stairs there, and here comes all the characters. And it's not just the characters that are coming. You're also going to see a Dickens Victorian singing group out of nowhere show up. So here they come. It really was a nice surprise. I had no idea they were all going to be out here like this, so I loved it.
At first, they read 2 stories, so I thought, okay, well, maybe it's just 2 stories in Santa, which isn't bad. It just, then it's like, well, it's 10:15, maybe we should just call it a night.
Well, we should, say that again. 10:15.
Right,
this starts at 10:15. It's very late for some. We were traveling with friends of ours who never saw any of these things because the time it was just too late. They're used to, early
right,
sleeping.
And they're adults only.
Correct.
So
right. But
this was very nice.
This, in this case, I'm glad we stuck it out because it was really great. And of course, they are all in their Christmas attire.
They're Victorian, yes, and there's Mickey and Minnie
doing a little dance there, very festive. So
wasn't that busy compared to some of the other shows.
Yes, I would say this particular meet and greet, it turned into a meet and greet, impromptu, where you had to sort of meet them in the atrium. This was the easiest one to see the characters. And
look at this is and I would not have seen this. Hidden Mickeys in the star above the tree.
Yeah, talk about hidden Mickeys. That's a lot of hidden Mickeys. Somebody said they would like to buy one. I would like to buy one.
I know we would buy one. So we have nothing at the top of our tree.
Look at how festive the atrium is there.
It is, it is really beautiful, and we had such a great time on this cruise.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we did the Very Merrytime Cruise. So we're about to get into the next day. The next day, things didn't start off so well. We were supposed to go to Castaway Cay, but not so much.
It didn't happen, and I've heard that from so many people that we know that they didn't make it, or they made it on a third try. We didn't make it at all because they tried a third time and it didn't work out.
It was rough seas. You could see the seas are a bit rough. Our friends had gone on 25 cruises, and out of the 25, 3 times they did not make it to Castaway. So it's a little over one in every 10 cruises don't make it there, I guess.
And they sort of knew that maybe we wouldn't be making it. And this is the Christmas tree.
At least we got to see it.
We got to see it.
There's a couple of snowmen there. There's the tree. So, I'm glad we got close enough to at least...
It was a big tease.
We ran to the back of the ship. It was very much a tease.
We did learn you have to be flexible. This was, I think, both of our 6th cruise, but I was just like, oh no, what do we do now? We've seen all the movies.
Well, fortunately, we had signed up for gingerbread house making, and we had tickets for that, so we were able to quickly adapt and start doing our gingerbread house making. We were worried at first we were going to have to hurry it up so we can get done with it and get onto the island and see the characters. We had not that worry.
No worry.
No worries there. So here we go. This is not our gingerbread house. This is the executive chef here who was giving the demonstration on camera, and this is what you start off with. And there she is. And here's our executive chef. My executive chef is Denise right here.
Well, not very executive.
I would say very executive.
We've only done this with Gingy before. I think we did one house last year. We just don't build.
We're lost without Gingy.
We have no kids, so there's no reason for us to be making gingerbread houses every year.
Why not for us?
If you have kids, I saw parents with children who had the best gingerbread houses, and I think it's just because they have kids and they must do it all the time.
We need Gingy. That's what we need.
I don't know how to make a pumpkin, decorate a pumpkin either.
My expert help right there. I'm holding the roof together for you.
Thank you.
But you did this wonderful Mickey there. Very nice.
He's drooping though.
Yes. The what is that, cream filling there?
But look at Linda next door. Look how nice, like her.
Yes,
and this, she said it was her first time ever.
I don't believe it.
How do I end up with this mess?
Yeah.
How do I
mess? Look at how nice. That's a delightful house there.
And it made the room smell really good too.
Oh yeah, like gingerbread.
And this cost nothing to do. The only thing is, like, we could eat off of it in the room, but we couldn't take it off the ship.
Right, and I should say this is a ticketed event. You needed a hard ticket to get into the gingerbread, and they sold out really fast. So I would recommend making all your reservations as soon as possible. That means getting on the ship as soon as possible and getting all this done.
Right, you want to get on the ship, like if you can get on by 1 or so, that's a lot easier than if you're getting on at 3. You're not going to have as much of a chance.
Right, so it's all about quickness.
Yes, speed.
So this is the tropical party that they normally have at Castaway. Because we never made it to Castaway, this was done at the atrium. There was a lot of atrium shows this cruise, mainly because of our not getting onto Castaway. There was at least 2 to 3 events that took place here that would have taken place on the island.
Well, not only that, but we did the first sailing away party. Because of the weather, we ended up in the atrium.
Right.
And of course, all the Christmas was in the atrium, and then this was in the atrium. So we spent most of our time in the atrium.
Atrium was like Main Street for the Magic Kingdom. And here is the end of a beautiful day. It's the Lion King here. Very, very beautiful. And of course, it was day 3, which means pirate night, which means fireworks at sea.
Right. And we don't go see the show too much anymore. Like, we haven't, the last couple times we haven't too much.
So if you're adults without kids, this is what we do. We go to the adult area. There's nobody hardly over there, and we just stand there and we watch the fireworks display. It's delightful. You don't have any kind of crowd. You don't have to hear the blasting music. Boy, I'm showing my age.
But at the same time, if it's your first time, you might want to go to the middle area because there's a show there, right?
Right, with Captain Jack and all. But I actually think this is the best view.
It's a great view for the fireworks.
Spectacular. You see perfectly. They pump the music in. It's a great show. I think it's a great fireworks display at sea or at land. They just they do. I can't believe a cruise ship does that good of a fireworks show.
Well, we had met a couple earlier this year, and they saw us standing there, and they're like, "We know you know what you're doing," so they stood with us. So that was funny.
I remember that. So this is the See Ya Real Soon show.
Back in the atrium.
Back in the atrium. Boy, like again, a lot of atrium action. And this is where they bring out characters that you've seen throughout the whole cruise. And here come the princesses. Now, we've only showed in these last 2 shows the Christmas activities. There's tons of other things to do. I actually did the aqueduct, even though it was in the 60s. I braved the...
Everybody was doing it like once and then running back to their rooms to get some
I
clothes
did
on.
Run back to the room. So there's plenty of the normal cruise things, but we just wanted to show all the holiday offering. And we'll link to the playlists we have for the Disney Dream and the Disney Magic.
Right, and we have 2 shows from earlier this year on the Disney Dream, and I think 1 on the Magic, so very recent.
So getting back to the See Ya Real Soon show, again, all the characters come out to say their final goodbyes, and this is usually a sad time for me because you really know the cruise is coming to an end. I love the characters, and after this, you're not going to see them again.
Right, you're going to get...
You'll get nothing and like it, and you'll get
off the ship in the morning.
Here comes the fist bump. I love this.
And here is, again, the last chance. We see Mickey and Donald there.
Right. So if there's a character you've not met, this is it, So it can get a little crowded. It wasn't too bad towards the sides. We kind of ran off to the sides and found Goofy, and Goofy ran up and sat in my lap, and we had so much fun.
We got some good pictures.
Yep, and Donald and all that. And this is the holiday offering part.
Well, this is the Victorian choir, which I really liked. I enjoyed them anytime that they were out, including with Santa. They were out with Santa. Mm-hmm. And this is a children's choir, and they were singing "Let There Be Peace on Earth." And the kids' choir is from the kids' club, so they got to kind of learn the song and all that.
Candlelight, too. They all have the candles.
That's sort of what it looks like. So
very nice.
It was very nice. I mean, I think, especially at this time of year, what you really want is peace on earth, and it was nice to hear that. That was my favorite thing.
But there was still an explosion, just like at Epcot. There was an explosion of confetti at the end.
Yes,
So
confetti.
whenever you hear that song, I expect to hear booms at the end.
Well, it was not quite as loud as Epcot.
Certainly not. And here come the characters to say their last. They're going to wave their last goodbyes, and they are out of there.
And this, again, it was really a good way to end the cruise, because after this, you just go back to your room and
go to bed, and then
get ready to
they give
get
you
up in the
breakfast,
morning.
and you're out of there. So
Quick
it
breakfast
all
in the
ends
morning.
very fast.
But speaking of fast, we're about to look off of our balcony here at Port Canaveral, and we haven't had breakfast yet, but we would in a few minutes after this.
So I think you were about ready to go at this time, actually.
I was, because we had 4 days actually on the ship, except 20 minutes in Nassau just to get off the boat. So without the Castaway Cay, I was just sort of antsy to get home.
But we still had an awesome cruise, and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't horrible that our friends had a giant limo waiting to take us back either.
Well, it was a giant limo truck.
Right.
And I like the truck.
I loved
the truck
it.
was awesome.
So once we got settled in, we decided to go check out the new downtown Disney. They have the parking ramp open, the parking garage, and this is the food truck park that we've heard so much about.
And we have never eaten anything from any of these particular food trucks. So
Yes, we are not about to review the food. This is very early in the morning. They weren't even open yet. But this used to have a grass area. It was sort of like a park, and it looks less like a park now.
It doesn't look like a park anymore.
It's funny that they call it a food truck park, but it's less of a park, if you ask me.
And I do like that they had a truck that was not from Disney. So hopefully they will continue that, where they have an outside truck.
Yeah, that's the cilantro, right? And I've heard it's going to rotate.
That will be good. Then
They may have the what's the one you like with the donuts?
Oh, Yum Yum.
Yum Yum.
No, that's
Yum
the
Yum.
cupcakes. Yum Yum truck is very good.
Oh yes, yeah. How can I? Make
Very
that mistake?
popular.
Outrageous.
So, but again, we've never. I know they have the corn dogs, I believe, at one of
Oh, the Disneyland
Magic Kingdom.
corn. I have had the real ones from Disneyland, so we may have to try that after all.
And there is Characters in Flight. I know with all of my pictures, Characters in Flight seemed to get in. They were up that day.
So the Pleasure Island sign has been removed. You can actually walk through. There is the former Adventurers Club, which you can see some concept art up there. I'm not quite sure what the rebranding will be, but it won't be the Adventurers Club, I'll tell you that.
And there's Disney Springs. I think if they had kept the Adventurers Club there, it would go very well into Disney Springs. So I'm sorry, we're not going to get that sort of concept here.
But I think Disney Springs is looking great. I'm sure it'll be nice once it's done, and I look forward to it.
I think it will be great. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it finished. It's still another maybe a year and a half away from full completion, but they keep opening different things.
So this boat dock here, it used to be called the Pleasure Island boat dock, was closed when we were there. It looks like they're working. Maybe that's a new dock. I'm not quite sure what they're doing there. It looks like they're building a large covered dock, but it could be another restaurant. I'm just not quite sure.
And underneath the Springs Bottling Company sign, I believe that's the Morimoto Asia. I think that's the name.
Mm-hmm.
One of the restaurants, and that's the Boathouse here. There's going to be so many restaurants. And the Boathouse, I know, has already looked for applicants to work there for, I guess, the spring. So they will be open fairly soon.
Well, there are tons and tons of workers. I mean, the work is
They're
going on. They're really
finally
upping the game
It's
there.
like Universal.
Yeah, it's like being in the presence of Universal. There's so many construction workers everywhere. So
New bathrooms. Very exciting.
many new bathrooms. Looks like this is going to be where the water area is. So it's a spring, right? So they have to up the game and add their spring to the spring.
To add water is upping the game.
Well, I don't know how upping the game is, but it has to match what it's called.
And the bathrooms.
Hey, we get very excited with all new bathrooms. What can I tell you? And a new bridge. All new bridge to connect the two halves.
And also, there's going to be a STK Orlando Steakhouse. I think that's how you say it, STK.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be at the landing as well.
That sounds very interesting to me.
No, I don't know.
Have you looked them up?
I've never been there. They have one in Hollywood, I believe. They have them all over. We've never been.
Hollywood, California?
Yes.
Not Hollywood, Florida.
Not
Real
Hollywood, Florida.
Very interesting. I agree. Probably expensive. But we'll see. Moving on, we went to Grinchmas. We love Grinchmas at Universal Studios. This is the first part, though. Islands of Adventure has the Grinchmas show.
And I love this show. This is probably my favorite show in Orlando for the holidays. This and A Wondrous Night over at SeaWorld.
Yes.
And this is just, there's a Grinch. It's a totally live show. You have almost like 16 or so performers, because I counted.
Yes.
And they're just so fantastic.
And there were some familiar faces. There were performers we've seen at other venues, including Disney. Matter of fact, the Hoop-Dee-Doo rings to mind.
Yes, we may have seen somebody here at the Hoop-Dee-Doo before.
Right.
But you know, there's a song, the Grinch song, which they sing together. You're a mean one,
Mr.
And
Grinch.
it is just fantastic. I love this show, and I can't wait we're going to see it again.
We will go back. We're going to make a special effort to get back there, because it's just
all the way a half hour away. That's our effort.
It's not that.
I know.
It's just the time.
I know, we get so
we haven't
busy.
even seen the Osborne Lights.
We haven't been to Osborne. We haven't been to Animal Kingdom. We've just been so busy.
We're going to have to get the calendar out and make this happen. But here he is, the Grinch. And the Grinch is waiting for them to be upset when they wake up at Christmas morning and they have no
But they're
gifts.
not.
But they are still enjoying Christmas, and the Grinch's heart grows 3 sizes. No, normally you'd have a heart attack if that happened. But
Who?
anyone, if your heart just grew 3 sizes. But it has a happy ending where the Grinch turns good. You like the good Grinch.
I like the good Grinch. You made me meet the bad.
you.
Yes, he did. He made me meet the bad Grinch a couple years ago,
I
and it was
cannot
on.
control
It
the
was
Grinch.
on video.
I can't
He's
control.
like, she doesn't like you.
You know, I will link to that video because you
thanks.
love it so much. But
I like
even
the
though he was the
happy
mean
Grinch.
Grinch, he was still nice to you.
I want to meet the
He
happy
hugged you.
Grinch.
Well, anyway, we will see the Grinch again. Wonderful show. I loved it. Ends with snow. How can you go wrong? And a dog with, it's the Grinch's dog there.
Yes, and then there's a Macy's Day Parade, which also the Macy's Holiday Parade, I believe, is what they call it.
Correct.
And it is really fantastic. They changed their music this year from last year.
Yes, yeah, and I'm glad they did. It's, the other song sort of just kind of goes over and over and over again, so now there's more. It's a longer track.
I liked last year's too, though. I have to get used to the new one. But this was a terrific location because we also would see the tree lighting.
It's Mr. Bob, SpongeBob. We love Mr. SpongeBob, don't we?
Yes. And the Macy's Holiday Parade.
Boy.
There's the Minions.
Oh boy, this is your favorite of all, the Minions.
They actually have the balloons from the Macy's Day Parade, the real one.
Right.
And then they intersperse Universal characters such as the Minions.
Right, the caterpillar back there, new for this year, from New York, I was told.
Oh, okay. And there's several of them that I did not recognize. The big, I think there was a purple hippo, and that one I believe is new as well for this year.
I would recommend this location also, by the way, because the floats come right at you, and you could see the tree. At the end of all this, they do a tree lighting. We'll see a little of that.
There's a purple hippo. I do not remember that, so that might be new for this year.
From last year, you mean?
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember that one.
And I believe it's Shrek and Fiona coming up on the float.
Right, and this is the face character, Fiona. We have seen, Fiona can be either a face or a plush, and we've seen her as both.
We just met them at the Gaylord.
Right, in the face character as well.
Correct.
There.
So I love those characters, and here come some Simpsons. It's Homer and Lisa on the Simpson RV coming up.
And also on the other side, you can see Marge, and I guess Bart is to the right-hand side, right behind Lisa.
Yes, that's true. And for some reason, it stopped right in front of us.
I don't know why.
And then there was a special surprise that came right after this. Do you remember what the surprise was?
I don't remember. Was it Rockettes?
No, it's better than Rockettes. It's someone we knew in the parade.
Oh, okay.
There he is, Spencer. What a surprise! That was so funny that you had no idea he was going to come up.
I did not know, so I didn't get a picture of him because it was like I was looking one way, and all of a sudden, oh, there he is.
It's always fun when we're recording and someone we know is in the parade. This happened this year at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade.
Yes.
And it's all of a sudden, hey. So anyway, and of course you have Santa and Mrs. Claus and the Rockettes to finish off the parade.
And this is, if you've never been to Universal for the holidays, they do a really good job in both parks. And there are the Rockettes dancing.
They're doing their thing, and because they're going to be lighting up the tree. And here is the official tree lighting with some confetti and all this stuff, and it's very well done. Again, we had a great time over at Universal.
And this was the first time we've seen the tree lighting, so if you see the parade, you want to get somewhere in the area of the tree because it's actually, you get a little bonus at the end.
Yeah, we were tipped off. We were hanging out with our friend Chris, who works there, so he knew all the best places to go, so that was really good.
And I guess in front of the Mummies even better, but we didn't have it. It was all too crowded already.
So now we're moving on to Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Big doings over there.
Right, a whole new lobby, but first we're looking here at the bungalows that are coming.
That's right, the DVC villas over there. They have these hanging chairs that look quite comfortable to me.
And they are supposed to open, I believe, April 1st is the date that has been set.
I was talking to one of the construction workers. He was telling me about the plunge pools there. They're going to have jetted, sort of like a jetted tub, actually. So it'd be nice to be sitting in there and have the jets going, watching the fireworks at night.
Well, it's always nice to have a personal jetted tub, and I think especially outside, a little something different.
And I see they are kind of remaking the point there, Sunset Point.
Is that what they're doing?
Well, it looks like it. Doesn't it look like a,
It looks like something, but I have no idea what it looks like.
It looks like a sunset point. You won't have a view. You'll have the backside of one of the villas, but it's still a sunset point looking.
It just looks like a bunch of dirt right now, so we'll see.
Well, I was mainly talking about the palm trees, the way they were reminiscent of Sunset Point. And here is they're kind of shrinking the volcano. Right, you could see where the tip was originally.
And we're not sure when this is supposed to reopen, but sometime in 2015, I'm sure.
Yeah. The beach, it doesn't look like a good beach day to me. There's a lot of
construction
materials in the way of the beach.
But, especially we're going to be seeing with the lobby, I think guests are going to start coming back soon a little bit more, because to me, the lobby at least says, okay, almost done.
Right.
Almost done.
Well, when they had we actually went to a rededication of the lobby, and they said that everything will be open by April. So when that happens, it'll be full DVC, all this pool. They're really appreciative of people hanging in there through all this construction, because that's a lot of construction going on.
I wasn't sure if the other DVC units are supposed to be open by April, but most everything should be open by then.
Now we're going to take a look at the entrance to Trader Sam's. It's Trader Sam's East, actually, and this will be a 20,000 Leagues, submarine theme.
And I can't even imagine that with the 20K. But the other one is Jungle Cruise theme, right?
Right. So it's nice. You don't want them to be exactly the same. It's quite different.
And I believe this one will be. Is it a little larger?
Yes.
You couldn't go any smaller. Otherwise, you just have like 10 seats.
And see, this is this painting here, kind of a reminiscent submarine grotto. So yeah, they're really going for a submarine 20K motif. So I look forward to it. I'm glad it'll be different.
I am too, and here we are in the lobby, which has now reopened with the smallest little water feature, a little bit bigger than a water fountain.
Yes, so we do not call it a waterfall. Oh, there's the cameo by Denise up there.
I
see
now.
It is a water feature, more of a fountain than a waterfall.
Well, the nice thing is the Christmas tree is there, so it feels like it's bigger than it is. I don't know what's going to happen when that Christmas tree is gone. But, right now, not everybody loves it. It's not really my favorite. I kind of laugh because it's so small.
Well, it's comical. The problem is we suffer from our memory.
What memories? Like it was just a number of months ago. Like you can't say that. That's not like a quote you can say about something that just closed.
Well, some people like it. There are a few people that like the new lobby because it's more open.
And it is, and there's a ton of seating there. So, there's a lot of guests who go to Walt Disney World, it's their first time or it's every 5 or 10 years. So they will probably enjoy the lobby. But for those of us who, it's going to take a little longer to get used to the new lobby.
Well, we'll make new memories. We've already taken a picture by the new fountain. I
don't know what to call it.
I was thinking of the ball, I don't know, for lack of a better word, the hanging balls up on the top there.
The lights?
The lights. Well, they also are a submarine type motif, huh? Isn't that something you'd see in the ocean, these hanging things?
They look like is it Mona Mickey's, the post, the shop upstairs has a similar look as well.
Yeah, so it's something like you'd see in the ocean.
Hanging balls.
What? It's kind of what it is to me. They're hanging from these ropes there.
Yes.
I
hanging
guess
from the ropes,
there's probably no nice way to say, but it's reminiscent of sea time.
So this is a way to say
the ocean.
Light fixtures. Light fixtures.
The hanging light fixtures. They do look nice.
They look nice.
They look very nice. But
what looked nice?
A giant waterfall and huge leaves. I think that looks nice too. I would agree.
And the lights of winter look nice too.
Boy, we're sounding like a bunch of curmudgeons here. Not good. Not good.
It's small.
Yes.
It'll be
it's
okay.
Very small. I admit I laughed when I first walked in. And I felt bad because you have these designers and everyone was so proud of their work and you don't want to laugh at it. So
But you just for a second, you had to just...
now I realize it's going to be small.
Well, a cast member told us there would still be a water feature. This was when the
It is
waterfall
a
was
water
closing.
feature.
Yes, and I
They
said...
did not lie.
But I said, oh, probably a water fountain. But it's not that much bigger than a water
This
fountain.
reminds me of the 2 Christmas trees flanking the castle.
Yes,
remember that?
Yes, when the Rose Garden used to have a Christmas tree every year.
Right.
And then a cast member said, oh, they'll have 2 trees flanking the castle once they stop that. But it's in Town Square, these little tiny Christmas trees flanking the castle. So
but it wasn't a lie. Or this is some new artwork. We're off on
New
a
artwork.
tangent here. But anyway, that's the new lobby. I'm sure there'll be much more to come with that.
What do you think?
Yes,
I
let
wanna
us
hear
know.
what everybody
I want to
thinks.
know what people think. I bet you everyone loves it. And we're just curmudgeons, but that's,
No, it's not. But people will eventually love it. And thanks to pixievacations.com if you want to stay at Disney's Polynesian Resort. Check them out and get a quote.
that's right. Special discount.
No.
Small fountain discount.
No, there's no discount.
Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency, the best deals on tickets in town, and of course Theme Park Connection, our original sponsor. That's
sure
another show.
Theme Park Connection will probably have the other Polynesian stuff.
That's right. Get it there. So that's enough of this foolishness.
Sorry for laughing so
That's
much.
another show. Merry Christmas
Merry
to everybody,
Christmas.
and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.